strike at the Nutclough mill, and women's independence. The onset of World War I put a stark end to frivolities such as prize fights, as most of the men in Hebden Bridge, and certainly the younger ones, were called up early and sent off to the trenches. By 1916, the Nutclough mill at the end of Valley Road, which was officially, back then, known as the Hebden Bridge Fustian Manufacturing Cooperative Society, was being manned, pun intended, exclusively by a female workforce who'd first been appointed to make uniforms for the soldiers at war. The work was arduous and the hours were long, and yet when the women, feeling they were being taken advantage of, asked for a small increase in their piece rate, the amount that they were paid by the hour for the material they produced, they were flatly refused. Unsurprisingly, this being Hebden Bridge, these being Hebden Bridge women, it didn't go down right well. For with figures such as celebrated suffragette Lavinia Saltonstall living in the vicinity at number 28 Unity Street, someone actively known to encourage women to demand fair pay, it didn't raise many a female's eyebrow in Calderdale when the Nutclough workers put down their tools and without any support from their employers, men or the state, went on strike for a whole 6 weeks. Sarah and Mary Grace Butterworth of number 19 Lees Road, Grace Greenwood of number 31 Lees Road, and Hannah, Betsy Ellen and Edith Crabtree of number 8 Lees Road were amongst this motley crew. The government were eventually called to intervene, and they cajoled. They asked the women to go back to work by promising that from that time forward, employers and unions would adopt a fair wage policy, which they did, sort of. The rest of the war passed without complaint, and the men returned, though curiously, though none of the women I've just mentioned were married before the war, none opted to marry afterwards. Possibly they'd felt they'd suffered enough at the hands of the male employers, but more likely, having been given a taste of their independence, they were wholly committed and wanting more of it. Even married women in the area around the valley were beginning to follow suit and had started to leave their extended family households in preference of less domestically demanding nuclear family setups which would permit them the freedom to go out and for the very first time earn a wage of their own. Even more affluent women up in Old Town and Heptonstall started to move down into the valley with their husbands and younger children, often leaving older siblings in the care of a grandparent on the tops, so that they, at the very least, could support their husbands' wages. For example, in 1910, Charlotte Barnes moved down from Heptonstall with her husband Arthur and young son Arnold to live at number 14 Windsor Road and to work at the former Foster Mill at the edge of Victoria Road. The Foster family having long since bought up all the houses on Windsor Road, Windsor View and Crown Cottages for their workers. She left her older children in the care of grandparents back up in Heptonstall. And in this way, Charlotte, like other working women in Hebden Bridge, became amongst the first 40% to get the vote when it finally happened in 1918.